They heard him. You see? But they said when you are in contempt, it's curtail until you purge your contempt.
Yeah.
So they basically adopted the Vichikyong test. And if she wants justice, she has to come back to the country with the children. It's only fair. It applies to all litigants, not just in this case. You cannot do your battle from outside the country and ask help from the courts here. When especially so, you are doing, in this particular case, where the children is deprived of the father's presence for over 6 years. 2004, she left through Padang Besar, flew off to Australia. And since then, her whereabouts are unknown. I think it is only fair that she come back into jurisdiction if she wants to do battle. So the decision was correct. Okay, decision was correct. It's a good decision.
Decision was correct because it recognized the constitutional rights of the parties so as not to be deprived. The parties cannot be given an unfair advantage. They adopted the American stand. Tails I win.
I win till you lose.
Heads I win, tails you lose. You cannot be in that situation until if the party's action cause an impediment to the cause of justice, they cannot be allowed to be heard. Yeah.
See, the interesting point is they also referred to a fugitive, an action of a fugitive. Where a fugitive here is not a fugitive running from the law. It's a fugitive used in a figurative sense, all right? Where a person runs away from her obligations, at the same time comes to court to seek for justice. I think they took that analogy of a fugitive, and having analyzed the position, they said, look, it's only in very, very rare circumstance the fugitive would be given some form of relief. Is what my learned friend rightly pointed out. A right is not only her right, it's also the husband's right. So when you come to court, you must play on level ground, equal footing. Now you take away that equal footing and then come to court and say, I want you to adjudicate on my right. What about the husband's right? Irregardless whether there was a conversion, whether he was a Muslim, it is non-matter. The decision today is nothing bordering around religion, but purely the fundamental right of individuals in obtaining relief from court. As simple as that. And that fundamental right is not an absolute right. When you commit contempt of court in the face of a court order where the court has told you return into jurisdiction, bring back the children into jurisdiction, return the passports to the court, and you fail to adhere to those orders, then you are being disrespectful to the court. And the court will not lend its hands to a disrespectful litigant. That is what the preliminary objection is all about. And accordingly, they held that the institution of justice must always be respected. And if you decide that you are going to disrespect it, we are not going to help you. As simple as that. All right? Thank you very much.
To be honest, I was surprised at the decision and I'm very disappointed. I think we all are very disappointed. I think one of the primary issues was that at the material time when parties consented that this matter should come up before the federal court, that order was already there. The issue of contempt was already there. And yet, the parties consented to come up here. And I believe that is something that the court ought to have taken into account. This is not your everyday commercial matter. There are real, serious, emotional and family and social issues involved here. And I think the other thing that perhaps we were a little disappointed that was not taken into account was that the interim orders that were obtained were actually obtained on an ex parte, without the presence of the wife, ex parte leave to commit application. And I won't say it can never be done, but I very rarely see such interim orders made on an ex parte leave to commit, because generally if it's a leave to commit, you just get leave. But that's just one of the other issues. I feel that there was perhaps not enough weight given to the reasons why this woman is in the predicament that she is. And perhaps a less technical approach would have suited this matter better. Right?
This is affecting all other
Oh, it will.
religious cases.
It's a lost
Yeah,
opportunity.
absolutely.
It's a lost
it's-
opportunity
yes.
to answer the question of whether or not there can be unilateral conversion by one parent, and all across the country. There's so many families that were waiting for this decision.
But also, let's not forget whose constitutional right was violated first. That is the most important thing, and I think it's disappointing that the courts are not willing, willing or not able to deal with constitutional questions that the public are waiting to hear. Coming from Women's Aid Organization, Shamala was our client. And these are questions that are real to many women who are waiting for this decision. And that we were hoping that the courts will be brave enough to make this decision, to make a stand and answer the constitutional questions. And that we are utterly disappointed.
And I think,
And not just dealing with technical issues, it's the real issues that we want. Deal with it first.
And I think what David said, which was that it's a missed opportunity, and I think you mustn't forget that it is Shamala who wanted this case to be. If she wanted to run away and be a fugitive, she wouldn't come to this court. She was coming to this court for justice. And as Mira has pointed out, this issue, the answering of this question would have resolved this case and many other potential cases. And it is such a shame that it was dealt with in the way that it was.
My question is, why did Shamala have to run? I mean, is this what she foresaw? Is this what she foresaw?
People don't want to leave home.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants, No, this is our land, this is Shamala's land. She foresaw that this was going to be the conclusion, I think. I'm not sure. I never spoke to her about this. But is this what she foresaw?
If she
And the
can't,
danger of this, the danger of this is that, I hope it doesn't encourage people not to come to court, but to actually just leave the jurisdiction. And that's the worry. That's the balancing exercise that perhaps should have prevailed a little bit more in coming to this conclusion. You wanted to
I
say?
was saying, if Shamala can't come to the highest court in the land, where can she go? Where else can she go?
Leaving the country. That's where she goes. I mean...
All right. Thank you.